Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Since the last episode went up almost a year ago now, a lot has changed. A new name, for instance. So welcome to Off the Pitch with me, EmKateDin, otherwise known as EmKateDin. It's the same old podcast with the same old segments, just with a new name and a new team. On the first episode of this new season of Talk with the Team, a segment which we didn't get to explore much last year, we welcome Women's Premier Division and Treaty United player Cara Griffin. Cara entered her fourth season with Treaty United, having been a member of the first ever squad back in 2020. Cara, before this 2023 season, had her best season in 2022, making 27 appearances and scoring once away to Sligo Rovers in October. That strike earned her October League of Ireland Goal of the Month award, as well as nominations for both Treaty United and the Women's National League's Goal of the Season competitions. She also picked up the 2022 Treaty United Members Senior Women Player of the Year award for her performances throughout the season. So, Cara, welcome to the podcast today. How are you doing?
I'm good, Emma. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So I know most people listening would know you both personally, be it teammates, coaches, family, and friends. But for those that maybe don't know you personally, can you just maybe introduce yourself and tell us your position on the pitch and generally just a little bit about you?
So my name is Cara Griffin. I'm 20 years of age and I play left wing for Treaty.
Perfect. To look back before your time at Treaty, can you tell us a little bit about how you started soccer, found a passion for it, and how you came to be a player with Treaty?
Yeah, so I don't really remember like how I started like in soccer. I think I just always knew that I was always outside like kicking the ball. So and like I remember like my neighbors would say like if you were to bounce the ball outside, like Cara Griffin will come sprinting out. So
That's
I
so cute.
liked it. So
Yeah. And where were you before Treaty? How did you come to be with Treaty?
so I was with Limerick FC
Like myself.
before. Like I started underage and I went on to senior when I was like 17. So then when it was like 20 in 2020, then it was just kind of that smooth transition from Limerick
Yeah.
FC to Treaty.
That's lovely. So the women's season kicked off on March 4th when Tree took on Bohemians. It was very narrow loss, 1-0, so I suppose it was a good result for the start of the season. I suppose looking at the results just at the very beginning of the season, it wasn't the start you maybe have wanted as a team. You took some kind of hard losses against Athlone and Shamrock Rovers. But Tree picked up their first win on March 25th against Sligo Rovers, which you were a crucial part of, I suppose, in that win. Picked up the first points, I think, since June 2021 for the senior women's team, like first win, sorry, not even points, first win since 2021. What was that like, first win of the season, picking up the first points of the season, and I suppose, what was that day like?
Yeah, so like obviously the start was a bit rough, like because we have like a lot of new players, like lots of the Canadians and Americans. So obviously like that was just going to take some time to get used to because they came like kind of later in preseason and so like but when it came to like the Sligo game, I think everyone just going into it, everyone was like I could just tell that everyone was like confident, like going off the bus and going into the dressing room, which is like which would be hard because like the week before we did get like a bad being against Athlone. So
Yeah,
like it was surprising that everyone was like kind of confident and everyone was like encouraging each other. And but like even when we went 1-0 down at half time, you could just tell like just everyone in the dressing room was like, it doesn't matter and like we could still win this. So and I think even when I scored the equalising goal, I kind of just knew that we
yeah,
would win. And like and then Hannah obviously scoring on her debut, which is class. But
yeah, so good.
yeah, I do think we deserved it though. Like definitely.
Yeah, because even from my side, I suppose it was like 300 Sligo Rovers supporters and four Treaty people in the crowd that day, and we were screaming our heads off. I think it was such a good atmosphere, and like I said, Joe, it was the first win since June 2021, which I suppose was massive for Treaty. Like it was such a crucial moment. Obviously, it was great for Hannah on her debut. I think everyone was delighted for her. But how did that game, I suppose, go on to kind of affect the team? Like, did it kind of boost your morale after that game?
Yeah, like it definitely boosted our morale, and I think everyone was kind of like getting to know each other, like with the Canadians and the Americans. Like I think everyone was just starting to get on then, and yeah, definitely helped a lot. And then we started seeing like more results. Like
Yeah.
obviously we haven't since, but we have like definitely improved. Like if you were to watch the games and see the results.
Definitely. So, like just I said there, and you said there, there's the start of an upward slope, I suppose, for Treaty coming on from this, and you currently sit at ninth in the table with 8 points, which I suppose is a massive improvement from last season when Treaty picked up only 2 points the whole season. Never mind, eight halfway through the season. It's a big improvement. I suppose Treaty coming into the season were kind of definitely viewed as the underdogs of the competition, and that you could easily be swept aside by the top teams of the league. But I think you've definitely shown that you're not a team to be overlooked and you're not a team to be easily swept aside. What do you think about that statement? Because I think you pulled off some great results against Shelburne and Peamount, who were top of the table at the moment. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, like being the underdog like definitely eases like pressure a bit, but like um I do think that like other teams like overlook like how hard like we actually work, and um it's just very like yeah, it does like ease the pressure, but then again, obviously we started off with the 2 points like last season, and like coming up to eight, like we have 8 points now like so far, but like I believe that like we should have like a lot more.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I think we did like get unlucky. Like I think we should have beaten Wexford.
Yeah, that
Um,
was a hard match.
yeah, and like even Sligo like not that long ago, and then conceding a goal late against Peamount. Like I think that just comes down to like lack of experience, because like we do have such a young team still, and um but yeah, I think it's just like the lack of experience to being able to like hold out those games. So like realistically, I do believe that we should have way more points than we do, but it is how it is.
I think it's definitely still it's great to see that like last year, like against these top teams, it might have been 8-0, but now it's only 1-0. So it's I think it's massive credit to you as a team and to Alvin and all the coaching staff there with what he's done with you. And I think it's yeah, it's a great thing to see because it's backed a lot more support for the women's this year at Treaty. Because I suppose we've even seen statistically a big jump in the amount of supporters coming to Treaty games, Treaty women's games. So what would you say to those people that maybe would like to come see a women's game but haven't this season? What would you say to them?
Um, yeah, I just think that like we could use like all the support like we could get, because I do think we actually have like the lowest, I think, attendance in the league. But like obviously we're like very like grateful for everyone that does come out, because like it really does help, like especially out in like the markets feel like it really does like boost everyone. And like when the clubs come like of the underage girls, like they're like so good for like the chanting and stuff like that. So
Yeah, they're so good. And like,
yeah.
what does it feel like? I suppose like at the end of every match, you're kind of getting asked to take pictures, getting asked to do autographs. What does that feel like?
Um, yeah, like I love like signing all the autographs, and when they take pictures, like it's a bit like a weird feeling, but they love Nisha though. They always
Yeah,
seem to. They're always
just
like, "Oh, Nisha's sister." It's humbling.
that's so funny. Just even speaking on Nisha there, like this is you've been able to link up with her this season at senior women's, which I suppose it brings its own challenges playing with your own sister on the team. So what kind of challenges does it bring, like the playing with your sister play, and what kind of positives does that bring with you?
Um, yeah, like there's obviously a lot of like positives and negatives. Like if you have like a younger sibling, like you'd understand. But like, um, you know, like we do get on. So like
That's
that's
good.
like when we're playing together on the pitch, it's good that we can like read each other really well, and
Mhm.
like that. But like then again, I live with her, I go to the gym with her, and I train with her, and like now we work together, so I can't really like escape her. So like that's kind of annoying, but but we do get on though, and like we can give each other like good advice on the pitch, and because like there's no like filter like when it comes like to us, so like we don't take it to heart or anything.
Yeah, I think that's very good. I think I found out your siblings. I just think it's so cool when siblings are playing together because, like you said there, you're able to read each other so well. You're maybe even able to tell where they're going before they even know where they're going themselves. So I think
Mm.
that's very cool that you play together. Many people might not know that the Women's League is actually on a break at the moment due to the Women's World Cup, which I suppose is a very exciting time in women's football at the moment. It will resume again for Treaty on August 19th, where they will take on Shelburne at home in the Markets Field. How are you feeling about the, I suppose, near enough 2 month break, 1 month break? What will you use this time to achieve or work on?
Like obviously I'm still gonna be working hard. Like I'm still gonna be like going to the gym and stuff. Like, and I'll probably go to the pitch and stuff with Nisha, and like that's another handy thing about having Nisha there, just being able to train with each other. But um, yeah, like obviously I honestly can't wait to get back, to be honest. Um, like it's just such a long break, and I don't think I've taken that long before getting. It was just annoying, but I can't wait to get back.
Yeah. So I suppose for anyone that's seen you play, you're a player that's everywhere on the pitch, and you're definitely not afraid to enter into a few tackles on the pitch or express your opinions with the referees or the linesmen or anyone
Yeah.
else on the pitch for that matter. Because you have picked up a few cards this season. You're probably one of
Mm.
the top person that's picked up a few cards this season on the Trudy team. Um, do you have any methods for trying to keep a cool, calm, and collected head during games, especially when you feel you've been wronged?
Yeah, look, obviously during games, like it can get intense, and like emotions are high, and I probably should like learn how to just keep my mouth shut and like just ignore it. But like, it's hard sometimes. But I just kind of just think about like, it's not that deep, and I just kind of just get on with it and just like focus on my game, because I know at the end of the day the ref isn't going to change their mind, but I'll still kind of just say, what I think, but even though it doesn't matter. But
Yeah, because I suppose you're a player, I suppose, from the outside that mightn't look as fast as they are, as strong as they are, but when anyone comes and sees you, they're like, "Oh my God, look at Cara," because you are everywhere. You're slide tackling, you're doing all this stuff, and I think it's really cool to see because I think it's so important to be vocal as a team and to I suppose do express when you feel you have been wrong because you never know, might be able to sway it the other way
it's just because like I get so into games,
into.
and like it's like, I don't know, passion, whatever, but I don't know. Yeah, I just get so into it.
As we mentioned there, we're currently on a mid-season break. Throughout the season, we have had the privilege of playing with and meeting some amazing players, such as the Canadians, and also a handful of new players joining us. We have a few new signings coming in, and obviously we had a few people leaving, which is disappointing. But how do you feel you've all been getting on as a team since the beginning of the season, and how might you overcome any challenges that face you as a group?
Yeah, I think everyone was like really excited when like we found out that we'd be getting Canadians and the Americans, and like I honestly like miss them so much because they unfortunately have left now, but we still have Kira McCormick and Annie. But because like they brought like great like energy to training, like they're so funny, and like but like they worked like so hard as well. Like they were like constantly at the gym, and like just constantly like working hard but at training, but they were like very good role models to like all the younger ones. But like I think now is like that they're gone back home, that it's just like time to adjust now with like without them. But like we have like got in new players, like we have a load of signings in now. So it's just kind of now it's just starting to get like used to playing with them, and like they have a lot of experience as well, like with like Kate O'Donovan. He's been in the league about 8 years, so like that's exciting as well, just to play with them.
And how have you found, I suppose, even if we look at the first phase of the season, as I would have said to some of the girls in their start of season interviews, there's a big age gap in the squad. Not a big age gap, but there's a big range even of ages in the squad. Like we have very youngsters like Hannah and Katie Lawley who are bundles of energy on the pitch, especially Katie, who could come out with anything at any moment, I think. And you have Ciara McCormack, who has like a vast amount of experience in like in many leagues, who's that bit older. How did you find like Joe mixing with the different ages in the squad?
Yeah, it's so weird because I think there's very little that's like of my age, like 20-year-olds. But like so like there's more like under 19s, and then like there's kind of like the older ones, like they'll kill me if I say that, but like Eve O'Byrne and like Annie, like I think like kind of like not, they're not even old. It's kind of like old for our team. And but like yeah, because like even during the All Ireland Cup, I think they're against Cork, I think I was the oldest on the pitch, and like at 20, like it was just very strange. Like when I went into the dressing room, like it genuinely felt like I was just out like kitting out for the under 19s. But like they're all like very good players, to be fair to them, and obviously like just experience that they'll just get along like from playing. So
Yeah, it's been a joy to work with you anyway because I love interacting with the different people to see, Katie will come running out of the dressing room and then there have a few of you just trailing out behind her because just to catch up with her.
yeah,
Because
like Kate sometimes like I see her sometimes writing out like her junior sort of things like on the whiteboard. Like it's just weird.
yeah, it's so funny. But I suppose it's great to have such a vast age range because you've all kind of gone through the same thing, whether it's been a few years ago or like there's people going through like Katie with the junior state and there's you with the leaving state. Like Joe, it's like you have your own little kind of support group in that sense too. You've worn the captain's armband this season, a Pride captain's armband nonetheless. What does wearing that band mean for you? Is there a particular piece of advice you'd like to give to the team on match day?
So yeah, that match against Wexford, I was when Albin like told me that I'd be like captain that day, like I was very proud, but I was very like nervous going out. Like I don't know, like it just added like a bit more like pressure to me. Like I was even like just nervous throughout the game as well, and I don't even know why. Like it's so dumb, like it's just Iron Man, but like I was very proud like to wear it and like to captain now Treaty going out the dressing room. But um yeah, I don't know. I just don't think being captain maybe is for me. Like I think that's more for like players like Ezra and like any like who are like great leaders and stuff like that. But um yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the best at advice and stuff like that. So, but it
Yeah,
was good.
well, I think you're a great leader type in yourself. You know, I think everyone has their own qualities on the team that they bring on match day.
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite memory from the season so far?
Um, that like I probably would say the Wexford game because when I was like watching back and then like obviously the first win, so I go obviously our first win, like I deserved to win. But I just remember like watching back and of the Wexford game when we went 2-1 up when I scored like the header and I was captain that day, so it was like topped it off. And then like Shauna Pearson's and Jason Shannon's like reaction on
I
the
was
comms.
standing up in the commentary box with them. I was standing behind them, and obviously I can't say anything because I'm not commentating. I'm only doing social media behind them. I was like, there's pictures of me and Shauna from that day. I think it's so funny.
Like that was just definitely one of my favorite moments because it was just watching back was just funny. Their
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah, there's some great commentary moments. Obviously, Shauna is back on the pitch now, which I think is great because she's had a hard time, I think, without being on the pitch. So it's great to see her back.
Yeah, can't wait to have her back. She's been out so long, so she deserves it.
She definitely does. So you've made 15 appearances so far this season, 14 of them being starts. You're also the top scorer this season for our Treaty Women's team. You've scored twice against Sligo Rovers, twice against Crusaders in the recent All Ireland Cup, and once against Wexford. How does that feel to hold that title? And because you definitely have pulled off some screamer goals this season.
Yeah, like it feels obviously good like to have the title, but I'm just kind of happy to like help the girls out and like like any way I can. But it's obviously nice to see like that my hard work is showing, and I'm hoping to score like a lot more in the second half. So just can't wait to get back.
No doubt we'll see it anyway, because whenever I see, I suppose, the tip over the keeper or anything recently, I'm like, that's a Cara Griffin goal. I'm like, it's just, you're like, you've got your own little trademark now. That's the Cara Griffin kind of goal, that one.
Keep her off the line. So
So lastly, I suppose looking at the remainder of the season, we have a few games left. What are you hoping to achieve both individually and as a team for the remainder of the season?
yeah, individually I am hoping to score a lot more goals than the three I have in the league. I just want to make it up. But as a team, I think it's just like as I was saying, just kind of giving away like silly points, like just to prevent that and like being able to like hold out games and not like give away points where we could have like a lot more than we should have. So I think just that's kind of like the main thing.
So thank you very much to Cara Griffin for joining us today on the first episode of the new season of Talk with the Team. It's been a pleasure having her on today, and we wish Cara and all of her Treaty United team the very best of luck for the remainder of the season.